What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros podcast.
Episode number 31.
Oh yeah,
How's it going, everybody?
how's it going? It's been a pretty good week news wise. Obviously, the big game of the week is the year really, I should say, is Last of Us 2.
Yes.
We've both played it. We haven't finished it yet, so later on, we'll do a spoiler-free discussion. We'll pretty much just talk about like what we've liked so far, the mechanics, all that good stuff. We won't drop any story tidbits since it just came out on Friday. But
Yeah, and it's a long game too. So
yeah, people would say anywhere between 25 to 40 hours, depending on how much you explore and stuff like that.
yeah, I think I'm gonna hit 25.
Yeah,
I don't explore that much.
Yeah, I've been exploring. There's been like a safe or two that I haven't done so far. But yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, episode 31. Welcome to the show. Nick, how was your week been?
It's been pretty chill. It's been. I'm excited to go down to Charleston this coming weekend and then go down to Florida after that. Apparently, all these you shouldn't go because COVID
Yeah.
are increasing in North Carolina, Florida, a bunch of states. So we will see how the landscape is in 2 weeks, but it seems like it's getting worse. So this may or may not be a good idea, but we're gonna socially distance. We're going down to the Florida house for a few days, Alicia and I, and then hopefully going to her parents' new house that they built down in Florida whenever it's ready and passed
Yeah.
inspections.
Cool.
So could be a fun few weeks.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to fire through Last of Us as fast as I can, because once I leave Thursday, I'm not trying to bring down a PlayStation.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of those games where if you're away for a few weeks, it might be kind of hard to get back into, maybe.
Yeah.
Story wise, or it's kind of like that mentality or whatever. Yeah.
Or at least I hope I can. I'm gonna stay up on Wednesday night if I have to.
Try to power through it.
Yeah, but
cool.
No, it's been pretty good. Got to do some skateboarding this weekend.
Sweet.
Then went out to like a few outdoor bars and sat at like a table.
Yeah.
Kind of on the sidewalk away from people, so it was nice to get out and do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's your week?
Cool. It's been good. We ended up getting, I think it was like we got an email on Wednesday saying that we were getting like the latter half of Friday off, like so we got off at 2 for Juneteenth or whatever.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool. I wasn't necessarily expecting it, but they sent an email out and then our supervisors were like, yeah, we're gonna go with the overall day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool to get off at like 2. Got a bunch of like yard work done early, and then we had a couple of our friends come over, and we did like a shrimp boil.
Nice.
I did like a shrimp broil on the I did it like on the grill top stove, or the stove that's on the grill, and then I had some leftover clams, like stuffed clams. So I wrapped those up in tinfoil and put them on the grill as well. It's pretty good. They just had a couple of drinks and chilled out.
Nice.
And then on Sunday we went over to Mom and Dad's for Father's Day, and they had gotten a new tent or whatever. So I guess they plan on next time the kids spend the night, they're gonna attempt to sleep outdoors.
Yeah. Like everybody, or just
probably just my mom and Kaylee and Kellen.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. It's kind of hot now, so I don't know how comfortable that would be sleeping outdoors at night. But
yeah, that's a little hot.
They might just stay out there later and then go inside around like 10:30 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we went over there and had some. We did like some subs and stuff, and put the tent up and stuff like that. So it was pretty chill.
Cool.
It was pretty chill. I feel like weeks are just kind of flying by.
Yeah, it's crazy that we've been working from home since March. Like we missed a whole season, like
yeah.
It's just crazy, and it's almost July now. Like this year has just flown by.
Yeah. Has your job? I know they said something, probably not going back until like next year.
Yeah, it's not looking like we're going back anytime soon.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too because we're getting interns for a few weeks
Okay.
in July. So like I feel so bad. Like I can't imagine being an intern, like working an audit, like
Yeah, that's gotta
during the
be kind of
summer when
difficult.
it's yeah, it's like it's supposed to be kind of fun, like being an intern with all the other interns hanging out and
Yeah.
bonding and all that stuff. But I don't know, doing it through your computer screen is gonna be kind of lame.
Yeah, that's like even my job had said they did like a big email blast saying that they were hiring and stuff, and I was like, I just couldn't imagine starting a new job right now. So I mean, well, now the restaurants and stuff are opening up and like all that stuff, that makes sense. But anywhere that's like strictly working from home, that's got to be kind of rough to try to start a new job like that. I don't know.
Yeah, like you can't really network at all
Yeah,
aside from video calls, but
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be a good challenge that we have.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's jump into what we have been playing. I guess we'll probably put Last of Us 2 at the very end of that conversation.
for sure. Yeah,
Since we both played that. Um, you want to go and start it?
yeah. I'll start it. So man,
Cool.
I forgot I even finished this game, but I so last week my goal was to finish Xenoblade by Wednesday,
Yeah.
play session on Wednesday and Thursday when it came out, and then play Last of Us. And I did it to a T. I finished Xenoblade on Tuesday
Nice.
night. I clocked in at like 38 hours, which is super short. Like I looked at like online at some other people's times. They're like, yeah, it was like between like 60 and 80 to 100
But you
hours.
but you probably also didn't do all like the little mundane side quest stuff, did you?
No, I didn't. I feel like I did like a decent amount of side quests,
Yeah.
but I guess after putting it on casual mode for the last 5 hours of the game, it was
Mm-hmm.
pretty easy to fly through.
Gotcha.
And I was kind of ready to be done,
Mm-hmm.
um, just in preparation for Last of Us. I think I'm gonna. Well, I'm definitely gonna pick up the Future Connected, which is it's like a prologue that
Mm-hmm.
takes place a year after the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 1, and that was like the new edition that they released with
Oh,
the
okay.
definitive edition. So it's like a 20-hour um, campaign.
And it's included?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
included. So I think I'm gonna play that down in Florida. Just this little relaxing game.
Yeah.
Um, but it was really good. I loved it. I thought the ending was crazy and just as spectacular as the ending of the second one, and they kind of like tied together too, which was cool.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'm really interested in going and playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, but that's only on the Wii U, and I have it for the Wii U, or at least I think I still have it.
I don't know. They made it as Xeno Chronicles. Well, no. Which one is X?
X is the one where you have the mechs and you can
Oh.
fly around with like the big. You might not have heard of it. It was featured pretty heavily in Nintendo Directs back in like 2015.
Yeah, I don't think I pay attention to that at all.
But it was like super well loved, and it was seemed pretty different than Xenoblade 1 and 2.
I wonder if they'll bring that to the Switch.
Yeah, I mean that would be a big undertaking though, because like Xenoblade 1 was huge, but I
Mm-hmm.
think X is even bigger because you have that mech and you can either fly around or just walk everywhere.
Yeah. Hmm.
But I'd love to like try it out again. I only got like an hour and a half or two into it when I first played it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know why I never picked it up again. I don't even know why I bought Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I had played X and I had played the 3DS version of the first one, and I
Yeah.
didn't finish either one of those. But
It was probably because there was a while. There's like a good period where there wasn't much coming out for the Switch. When did Xenoblade 2 come out? Like 2017?
yeah, it was December 2017, so it was the first year of the Switch.
So you had Zelda starting out, Mario came out in I think like August or something.
Well, it was Zelda, then Splatoon,
Yeah, Zelda, Splatoon, Mario.
and then
How's
Fire Emblem Warriors was a big one that I played.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it was Mario, and then like Skyrim was the next big game I played, and then Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, Skyrim.
Yeah, I mean it was just as fun
Yeah.
going through it again on the freaking
I've always
Switch.
thought about like going back and playing it on the like 360 or on the Xbox One or something like that.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but then after I beat Xenoblade, I played Session on Wednesday, and it's pretty amazing. It
Still need to
definitely
check it
gives me
out.
that like it gives me that itch that Skate 3 used to give me when I was younger, where I was playing it and I was like, okay, I'd rather go outside and actually skateboard.
Yeah.
But like that's the feeling I'm getting from Session, and it's a good feeling too.
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I played a good amount of that, and it's just so realistic, and it feels like once you get a trick down, it feels like you've actually accomplished something, and
Mm-hmm.
you can like set up like floodlights, and then you can film a trick, and then you can like put together a montage of a bunch of tricks. So
That's cool.
it's pretty realistic, and then the UI is a little clunky. Like
Mm-hmm.
actually recording something is kind of difficult, like way too difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But like the freedom you have in the game is pretty cool, for sure.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, because I remember with Skate, I mean, you would like be on a spot for 20 or 30 minutes just like trying to do like a kickflip or something and recording it and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
definitely like
that's how it is in this one. You can like add objects to
yeah,
just like you could in Skate 3. So you can kind of make any spot any type of obstacle.
that's cool.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
that's all I've played aside from
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us 2. What have you been
So
playing
other
then?
than so last night, Brittany and I fired up Luigi's Mansion again.
Nice.
We beat the Boiler Room 2 or Basement 2, I guess. So
Okay.
we are on floor 10 now. We're almost like 10 out. The game is pretty long. Now,
Yeah, it was about 15 hours, I
yeah.
think.
Now, granted, we're like getting everything. That's usually
Mhm.
like we don't leave a floor unless we did learn last night, and we spent like an hour on it, or like it was like 30 minutes, and then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it was like we can't even do it right now. We have to come back to it. But yeah, man, that game is a lot of fun, man. I love
Yeah.
that game so much, and I couldn't imagine. Was it difficult playing by yourself?
No,
No, like
no, it
switching back
wasn't.
from Luigi to regular Luigi.
I don't think I ever had to like actively switch between them.
Because
Maybe during boss fights, but
there was the boss fight we did last night, and it was a water level, and I really hate water levels like in any game.
yeah.
But you fight this ghost on over top this water, and you're like in yellow rubber ducky,
Yeah,
and like
I remember that one.
Luigi's on the surface or whatever, and you're floating, and you have to kind of like use both of them. Like you have to use
Mm,
Luigi to attack him and like send his floaty into the spikes or whatever, and then Luigi has to go back and shine him and catch and suck him up and do damage that way.
I hated that boss. I remember actually.
Yeah, and the game is so easy and so forgiving, so it's not like it's a really big deal. But
Mhm.
that one was like a little frustrating. That's like where I was like, well, maybe it's a little bit more hard playing by yourself. But
Yeah, I mean you can switch like on the fly, right? So
yeah,
there's no downtime between you playing as Luigi and as Luigi. So
yeah.
it's not too bad.
Okay.
I didn't remember having any specific difficulties
Mm-hmm.
other than just figuring out the puzzle that is each boss
Yeah,
fight,
yeah,
like figuring out what to do to
yeah.
damage them. Yeah.
But yeah, that game is super unique, and all the floors are fun, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not as creepy as like the first Luigi's Mansion was that I
No.
remember. And granted, I mean I was a lot younger, but it definitely was. It's not as creepy. It's more kind of more funny, I guess. Um,
Yeah, I do like it a lot more than the second one though.
I do too. Yeah, I mean they kind of melded the two together. I mean they kept like the level aspect of two,
Mm-hmm.
because you can kind of that's what we've been pretty much doing. It's like we'll do a floor a night or something like that. So we're
It's like
kind of
what, maybe an hour.
yeah. So we're kind of just pushing through it and taking our time with it because it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I've been playing Spider-Man. Last week I said that I had beaten it. I have 100%ed the whole game now.
Holy crap!
Yep, I have 100%ed both the DLCs, and I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
third DLC now, and I plan on 200% that as well.
Wow.
The the DLC story is actually pretty good for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
There's I thought about the side missions before, but and they include, especially in the third one, like these.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm listening.
Oh, you're fine.
Turn the fan
Um, like you have to go into a warehouse or whatever, and you have to defeat the enemies. And they introduced like a new type where the new enemy type has like a minigun or whatever. And towards the end, because there's 5 waves. No, there's 6 waves, and like you start off and you can sneak attack and defeat like maybe 5 or 6 or whatever, and then wave 2 will come in, and then after that, like they just know where you are. But yeah, I mean, those fights can last like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And then when you get to that last fight or the last wave, I mean, you have like 4 of those minigun guys, and it's super frustrating because you can replenish health, but you can only really do that by building up combos.
Okay.
So
you have to fight.
You have to fight. You can't just like swing around and stuff. You can a little bit, but I mean, you just get massacred so quickly by like anything in that game. Which makes sense. That's kind of how it was in Batman too.
Yeah.
But it was a little frustrating. There was a couple times where I got to the very end and died and was like, man, I just don't want to play this anymore. It just was not fun. But other than those missions, everything else has been pretty great.
Okay, that's just one mission. It's not like
Yeah, it's not even, it's optional. I want to do it because I want 100% it, but it's totally optional. The first one the first one for any of the side missions you have to do, and then the rest are always optional. But other than that, I mean, super fun. There's so many costumes to unlock. Like the first time I unlocked the one from Endgame where it's got like the spider tentacles or spider legs that come out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, put it into kill mode or whatever. Yeah, that's what you get as one of your specials.
Do the different suits have any abilities?
Yeah, so like almost every suit has a different ability. Some is like it's got like a negative shockwave. The one I use the most is Web Blossom. You like jump up in the air and you spin, and like you shoot webs all out of your body, and it takes out like most enemies in one hit. So that works out pretty great.
Oh, wow.
And some are okay. Some are like one of them is you just have the spider mask on, and then you're in your underwear, and enemies die in one hit, but you also die in one hit.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
like yeah, so they got some pretty cool power ups and stuff, and they have some suits that don't have any abilities. It's just for cosmetic purposes.
Yeah.
But you can also switch to any suit that you want to.
Okay. You were talking about the suits.
Yeah, I was saying that like pretty much all the suits have an ability that comes with it. But if you want to like wear a really cool looking suit, but you don't like that ability, you can swap out that power up. So when you buy a suit or unlock a suit, you unlock the power up as well, so you can mix and match the power ups and suits. So yes, you're not locked into something that you don't like. So, nice. But yeah, I've been really impressed with Spider-Man. Yeah, it's been such a fun game, man. I cannot wait for Miles Morales game. So
yeah,
I've kind of been itching to go back and play like Horizon and stuff, like just kind of like all the like the first party Sony stuff, just like that, and like finish up God of War. And like I don't know, man.
Wait, did you not beat God of War?
I beat it. I didn't finish all the side quests and stuff.
Oh yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
No, good.
I really want to play Lost Legacy.
Yeah, I've got that on my back burner. I got to play that. I'll play that next as soon as I'm done with The Last of Us. But yeah, Spider-Man's been great, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it before.
Nice.
All right, so you want to go ahead and jump into The Last of Us?
Let's get into it, man.
So like I said at the top of the show, completely spoiler free. We won't really touch on any campaign stuff or story stuff, I should say.
But just for perspective, I'm about 20 hours in, and Harrison, you're
I think about 7.5 hours, maybe 8 hours, something like that. So I'm still pretty early on.
Yeah.
So
from a gameplay perspective, how are you liking it compared to the first game?
From what I remember, it plays almost exactly like the first one. I know there's like jumping in this game,
which is nice. It's nice to have a jump button,
which is great. But as far as like sneaking and stuff goes, it feels the same. But just like the atmosphere of the game, like and I don't normally feel this way in video games, but like I genuinely not necessarily feel bad that I'm killing these people, but like it just feels super visceral. I don't
Yeah.
know. It feels different than like shooting some random person in Call of Duty or whatever, you know. Like I genuinely kind of feel bad for these people.
Like if you don't shoot them in the head, like they're gonna go down in agony.
Yeah. And I know games have done this before, but like when you kill somebody and they're like, "Oh my God, Maggie, no!" or you kill their dog and they're like, "No!" like and they'll say the name of the dog. Like
Yeah.
it is just, man,
I think that was
it's so
like
good.
the most emotional reaction to a death was when I killed a dog and
Hmm.
one of the one of the enemies was like screaming out like no no no.
Yeah,
I was like God, I didn't want to do it. Okay,
yeah. I mean, it's been quite a. I mean, the it takes a while to get started. Um, but I mean, after the story beats happen, you just kind of just fly into the game, and I don't remember
yeah,
them
I can
being
imagine.
like a ton of horde sections, I guess, in the first one, but there's been like several now that like it's been a lot of fun just getting overwhelmed and you just got to run away. Like it's super fun.
Yeah, there's one in particular at the beginning
Hmm.
when you're playing as another
Yeah.
character and you
But
go
yeah,
through a horde.
that was awesome. And yeah, I mean the shooting feels good. I mean all the crafting feels pretty much the same. You can
Hmm.
upgrade pretty much everything. You got multiple skill trees that you can unlock by finding like the magazines and stuff. Um, yeah, man, it's good. I really enjoy it.
It feels really good to play,
Yeah.
and like I played maybe an hour and a half of Last of Us One
Hmm.
the night before it came out,
Okay.
um, and it feels like way better.
Yeah.
Even the puzzles in the game for there aren't a ton, but it's not just hey I'm gonna grab this ladder from down here and then bring it up.
Yeah.
There's not really none of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and like all the swimming sections in the first one where Ellie couldn't swim or whatever.
Hmm.
And you have to like drag her across the water and on like a paddle or some sort of like pallet or something like that.
Yeah.
But this, like I said, we're not gonna say the story, but I've enjoyed the story so far. Um, there's been, I mean, it's definitely super like dreadful, but there's also like a lot of like heartfelt moments and very nice moments in the game too that kind of I feel like really balances it up a little bit
So one thing I
so
read,
far for me.
yeah, one thing I read when I was like looking at reviews was that like they were saying the game never let up and there was never any lighthearted moments. But I don't think that's true at all. Like especially when you're with another character,
Hmm.
like there's a lot of banter and a lot of joking around that I don't think was captured in a lot of reviews who just said it was like a bleak 24 like 25-hour game. Like yeah, like you're killing people the whole time and you're gonna be mad at a lot of the decisions that Ellie makes, but there's still like that element of lightheartedness that was in the
Hmm.
first game. Maybe not to that degree because Ellie's not 14 anymore and just
Yeah.
as energetic and whatnot. But
Right.
yeah, it's bleak, but it's not terribly bleak.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I'm only 8 hours in, and I felt like it's been a nice of both those aspects have kind of been covered. Like I don't
Hmm.
feel like because I mean even in times where you're alone and you're just exploring and there's no enemies around, like it's not like constantly just like you're killing people and stuff like that. I will
Right.
say that it does take a while to actually fight humans, and once you do, like the whole game changes. Like
Oh yeah.
it gets crazy. Like the whole scenario of you for fighting your first like set of humans. It just like the tone of the game almost feels different.
Yep. It turns from a survival game very much to a revenge
Yeah,
gruesome tale.
yeah. I mean, and you're surviving with the infected and kind of making your way through them. But for the most part, they're not. And so far, they haven't been like too much of an issue. But once you find the humans, uh, yeah, it turns like into like kind of a scramble. Like you have to make quick decisions.
Because they're smart. They're pretty
Oh,
smart.
The first time I fought humans, there's about 5 or 6 that came that were coming down the hallway, and one was like, I'm gonna flank, and he runs around and he shoots me, and I fall backwards and does like the little scene where you can like shoot a couple times,
Yeet.
whatever. I ran out of bullets and I clicked twice, and he's like, he's out of or she's out of ammo, and then he shot me. I was just like, oh my
What the
gosh,
hell?
this game just got real.
Yeah,
But I think that was in the first game as well, where if you clicked, um,
didn't know now.
but which is kind of adds to like the strategy, because you can shoot with one gun, run out of bullets, and then make the click sound, and they'll rush you, and then you switch to like your shotgun or something to just blow them away.
Yeah, that's a good. I never
So
even thought about that. Yeah, it's been. I don't like fighting the zombies as much or fighting the infected as much, just because it's kind of the same song and dance. Where you try to flank them, a clicker hears you, turns around,
yeah,
you get it with the knife, and then everything else comes running at you, or you happen to be able to sneak and kill everything.
yeah. There's only a couple of ways you can really get around that.
But with but with humans, I was at a point where I was just like restarting the encounters, which is really nice that you can just like there's literally like an option to restart an encounter.
Oh yeah, the checkpoints are super generous in this game.
Yeah, but it's been fun kind of like experimenting with different ways on taking on the humans because
Hmm.
you can go in guns blazing and that can work, or you can sneak up on them, you can distract them, you can freaking find out how to kill the dogs. Like the dogs just add such an element to it that's it's
Hmm.
annoying. Like like God,
Yeah,
how am I gonna get this dog away from this guy so I can kill it? Um,
yeah.
but it's
I've
it's
I've been finding before I stopped playing, I ran out of ammo, and I just kept picking up bricks up and throwing it at people, and just bum rushing them,
mhm.
and hitting them with like one of the pipe or something, uh, which God, it's so brutal, but
Yeah, it's really brutal.
yeah. And then like just like throwing Molotovs at people, it's just they like scream in agony, and like I threw one at the dog, and like one of my first counts with the dog, and it just because I had lit some of them on fire, like the people that are around it, but they were able to put it out, and they were screaming about the dog. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's like,
and you can like blow people's legs off with a shotgun,
yeah,
and
yeah, it's pretty brutal, but yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it so far.
I am too. And I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I got to a cliffhanger portion
Hmm.
about halfway through the game that's and it's almost like watching an episode of Lost, where you'll end on a cliffhanger and then it'll be like 3 episodes before you find out what happened.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like that, and like obviously you want to see what happens immediately after that cliffhanger moment, but
yeah.
I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I just had to deal with it, and
Hmm.
then like have like being able to deal with that and be like, all right, it's going to be a while before I find out. So like I
Yeah.
need to enjoy this part, and that
Mhm.
like God, like I thought I wasn't going to like the the latter half of the game, or I thought I wasn't going to understand, or yeah, I'm just trying not to be specific at all, but
Yeah.
I ended up really liking like the latter half, and
Cool.
I'm probably like a few hours away from being done, and I can kind of feel how it's gonna end.
Hmm.
I read the leaks like a month ago, but I forgot how it ended.
Yeah.
All I really remember is like the first big thing that happens.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how it ends, and
Yeah.
if it can set up a Last of Us 3 or anything like that. So
Yeah. And it's one of those like. I mean, video games have good stories. I mean, there's been definitely been tons of games now that have a lot of good stories. Um, I felt like the ending of the first one was so perfect. Like it
yeah,
just, I mean, it's been regarded since that game came out. So when they announced the second one, I was like, I don't know. I mean, did we need it? But the way they've done the story so far, I've enjoyed it. I
yeah,
think next week, um, we'll probably do a spoiler cast.
yeah. I mean,
Kind
if
of.
you're done by next week,
I should be done. I've been putting about 2 hours a day or so, whatever. Probably put a little bit more, just to try to get through it. So we'll probably dive into that uh,
yeah.
on next Monday if I finish up. But I should definitely be finished by then.
And we'll make sure we let you know
Oh yeah, I'll put it.
before we go into the
I'll create the
spoilers.
title.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely been enjoying the game. I like all the stuff they've added to the game, all the mechanics. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
One
cool.
thing I will say is the first game was very much like a story of hope.
Yeah,
You're going across the country, trying to find a cure essentially by delivering Ellie to the Fireflies. And I mean, obviously, like we all know that this one is a story of revenge.
yeah.
And maybe it's not the game that the world needs right now. And I think a lot of people are upset about that fact that it's not like an uplifting story in a sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't understand that criticism because I mean, none of the trailers or anything they've ever said about this game was that it's going to be hopeful. I mean,
Yeah.
all hope kind of died at the end of the first one. I mean, as far as like a cure or whatever, but I mean, obviously they could still live, a peaceful life after. But yeah, none of the trailers have been upfront, or they haven't like kind of swayed you in the direction of, oh yeah, this game is going to have like a hopeful kind of message, I guess. So
Yeah. Also, one thing I want to get into next week is just all of the criticism of the story. And I know you haven't read anything
mhm,
about it probably, but it's something that's been weighing on my mind because there's a lot of misinformation that's out there that I
mhm,
that I would like to clear up of the
mhm,
game because people are saying this stuff having read six lines, or however many it is, leaking the story,
yeah,
and it's just so much more than that, and it's such
mhm,
a disservice to the writers and directors of the game to, for one, go into Metacritic and review bomb it
oh
without
yeah.
having played it. Like you can't judge a game without
Well,
playing it
that's like
first.
anything. A movie, you could pull out 6 bullet points of anything, and out of context, it doesn't make sense, and it might sound dumb to you, or that's not the way you thought this character was going to go, or hit their story arc or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I mean, yeah, you just can't judge a work of art or anything really with
Mhm.
doing something like that. So
And then it's just tenfold because it's an exclusive to PlayStation. Like, of course, it's
yeah,
gonna get more hate than it would
yeah, of
just like an
course.
Xbox exclusive would, or a Switch exclusive. Like, God, people are just so petty, and
Which I don't
it's
even
it's
get.
annoying.
Like, I mean, if you generally liked The Last of Us one, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't want to have that adventure, because it's like a long. It's about the it's about the journey, right? It's not about the destination.
Exactly. Just because you know how it ends doesn't mean you can't enjoy it and like kind of have empathy for different sides, or
Yeah,
however you may put it. So
yeah. I mean, that's yeah. You can't take stuff out of context like that. You'll just ruin it for yourself.
yeah, but we can get more to that next week.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, let's go ahead and jump into the news.
Heck yeah.
Heck
Let me get
yeah.
up my notes. All right, so the first thing here is I know there's a Pokemon presentation, but Pokemon Snap
Yeah,
is
Pokemon
coming.
Snap. It was random, man.
Like, what the heck?
Like I don't I don't know what, like, because Pokemon's never really done like a presentation like this before, have they? Normally it's been like a Pokemon Direct. So that
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of threw me off at first. And I was like, well, maybe, because I remember last month there was rumors or reports that, due to COVID and stuff, that Nintendo was kind of behind on their directs or whatever,
Mhm.
which is, I think, why they did like a mini versus like a full on.
Yeah.
So that probably had something to do with it. But yeah, this was just specifically Pokemon. Um, Pokemon Snap, man. Didn't expect it. Didn't know I wanted it, but I want it.
I've kind of been wanting it since the Wii U, because the Wii U would
Yeah.
have been like absolutely perfect for taking a picture.
Well, I couldn't believe it wasn't on like the 3DS or something,
That
or
would
like
make me too.
a remake on like a remake of the original.
Man, that's so cool of them to not just shoehorn in a remake and actually make a full-fledged
Yeah.
Pokemon Snap. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
man,
I can't wait. They
that's a
didn't
good
get like a
move.
release date or anything, but
Mm,
looks pretty. It looks. I mean, it's Pokemon Snap. It's kind of know what you're expecting, but if you enjoyed that game back in the day, I think you got something to look forward to now.
yeah, and having replayed it like 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say it still holds up. Like it's
Yeah,
still a
it's
fun
still like
romp.
just fun. It's just like
It's really short. Like the
yeah,
first one was super short, but
yeah.
yeah, it's fun.
Also, they announced like Pokemon Smile, which is like a teeth brushing mini game app or whatever for your phone.
Sure.
Um, for kids, I guess. You know, if you
Yeah.
want, if you're, I might actually try it with Kellen, so I'll let you know how that goes because we've
Okay.
been starting to brush his teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, they also did Pokemon Cafe Mix, which is uh, is it a puzzle game? I think the Switch and like mobile phones.
I don't know really what it is,
I'm
to be
pretty sure
honest.
it's like some sort of puzzler. I'm not really 100% sure.
It comes out Monday though. I do know that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I downloaded Pokemon Smile today, so I might try that with Kellen tonight. See how
Nice.
that goes. There's a couple of Pokemon Go stuff. They added Mega Evolutions to that, and I think I don't know.
Sword and Shield. Oh, the new expansion came out last week.
Yep, yep. I think it dropped that day. Cause they
Yeah.
announced,
Yeah.
yeah, they announced like I don't remember the Pokemon's name, but they announced like a raid, and if everyone participated and beat it, then everybody would get a shiny or something of that Pokemon.
I know we've discussed this before, but do you have any plans of getting the
No, I haven't even
just
beat the base game yet. I do
same?
plan on going back and finishing it, and maybe I'll turn around on it. I don't know. I just felt like it just didn't do it for me, man. I don't know. I mean, they brought up the Pokemon in the main world where you could see them.
Like cool, yeah.
But I don't know that I guess that formula just doesn't work for me.
It was just kind of boring.
And I felt like I felt like going to each gym was too fast. Like there wasn't like a big story moment or something like that. It's kind of usually in Pokemon games.
the routes were really short too.
Yeah, I mean the game
I
is
don't know.
gorgeous, but like I mean,
Was it
especially
though? Like
I mean it looked good for a Pokemon game.
the colors, I guess, looked
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah,
Um.
for a Pokemon game, it looked
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's not what I want. I think I'll have to like dive into the next one, or not dive in, but just like keep a close eye out and see if it changes a lot. Because I think that's just where I think I'm just kind of done with that formula. I just want something different.
Speaking of which, Pokemon Company does have a huge announcement this coming week.
Yeah, that's what they said. I think the
I think June
24th.
24th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Who knows what that is? I don't know.
I have a feeling it's going to be a Let's Go game.
For like Ruby or Sapphire or something, or
Or Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver.
Either that or like a Diamond and Pearl remake.
Yeah.
They haven't touched that one yet.
I mean, I really did like Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu, but that was like I think that's more like nostalgia than anything.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was. Um, what's next? Cyberpunk got delayed again to November 19th.
Dude, this game just is not going to come out. I don't even know if it'll come out this year at this point.
Yeah, like at this point, I mean, you're right up. I'm sure the next gen consoles are going to be out by then, or at least not like that same week. So I don't. You're pushing real close. I know they don't. I know day one you're not gonna be able to play it on like the PS5 or the Series X. I think they said. Well, I think they said 2021 is when you're gonna be able to upgrade or play it on there.
Really? Not.
I
Wait,
mean,
no. They said you can. They said you can play it day one, and it's gonna have visual upgrades, but it's not gonna be like a PS5 version
oh,
or
okay.
an Xbox Series X version.
So so it's not gonna be like having much enhanced visuals or something like that.
It's like playing a PS3 game on the
On it.
PS4.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? Are you hyped about Cyberpunk? I feel like I'm not, and I feel like I should be, but I'm just, and maybe just because it keeps getting delayed, and
Yeah.
right now it's kind of hard to get hyped up for stuff because like, unless it's like usually if it's like in the week or so, like I'll get hyped up, but like I don't pre-order games anymore, so like I don't unless it's like to pre-install like the week before or something. I don't know, man. I'm just not like super hyped about it.
I want to be hyped.
Yeah,
Like I want to be a part of this hype train for Cyberpunk, but
be part of the zeitgeist.
Christ. Yeah, but like from what I've seen, I've liked it. It just I haven't seen anything super original in the game yet. Maybe that's because I haven't watched a ton of gameplay on it.
Yeah, and I really haven't either. But who
But
knows?
maybe that's on me for not researching more.
Yeah, I just try not to like look at too much stuff. Like I like looking at like the original announcements and trailers, and then after that, like I'm kind of sold. Like I don't really need them. Like The Last of Us, you could have played the first trailer and I'm good. That's all I
Yeah,
need. I don't need to see like a tons like months and months of gameplay demo. Like I know what the game's gonna be like. Just
just
yeah, you're just showing too much. But
yeah.
that's
You
just
kind
me.
of
A
play
lot
your
of
hands.
people love like eating every bit of information they can get. But
I do that more so with Nintendo games than I do with
that is true. Yeah,
Xbox or
that is true.
PlayStation.
See
I
what we
guess
got
that's
next.
because Nintendo games don't really have a story, so like
Yeah, this is more
you're
about
not
gameplay
really.
than anything.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, I'll probably get it when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. Well, I don't know, cause like if I plan on getting, well, I don't know, might be like a Christmas game or something.
Mm.
Cause I mean, right now I still plan on getting the Series X at launch. Hopefully, if I can snag one, but uh, we'll see. And then who knows what with next month with Microsoft stuff.
Right?
Hopefully,
Yeah. That's
hopefully they can have a better showing than EA Play. Speaking of
speaking
EA
of which,
Play,
hot garbage
dude,
of a showing.
EA sucks, man. I hate them.
They're really bad. Dude, like
I don't understand. Like they have a garbage show every year. Like every
always
year, it's always garbage. Like no, like
because
I
they don't
understand.
make it about the games. They don't just make it about showing games like Microsoft
Yeah, they
does
had
with
like
PlayStation
they
doing.
had the three main developers, which those games look cool. Like I'm looking forward to what's it, Bright Light, or I can't remember the name, but it's the same developer that did A Way Out and Brothers. Um,
Oh, It Takes Two.
yeah. So looking forward to that because I like those games. I
Hmm.
wish we never did finish A Way Out.
We need to finish that.
Yeah,
We were pretty close. I'm
I
pretty sure.
think we were pretty close to it. Um, the games look cool, but and then they started showing stuff like get that these studios are working on games.
And then
I
show
don't
like two
I
second clips.
don't care. I want to know like this is E3. This is what we're here for. You know,
Yeah.
this is the time frame that we're covering right now, and they've done that before. Like I think like years ago they were like, yeah, a new Mass Effect's in development, but they were just showing like
Cool.
the developers like on their computers. We know stuff is in development. Come on, we're not stupid. Like just if you don't have anything to say
Just
important,
hold off.
just hold off.
Also, maybe this is just me, but why do we care about games coming to Steam when they're already on PC? Like I'm genuinely asking because I don't know.
Because like for whatever reason, EA doesn't put any because they have what's their app they use on the computer. Oh shoot, it's like Steam, Microsoft Store, Epic Games, Origins, right? That's what they have.
EA Origins.
So everything was on at Origins exclusively, and I guess Steam being the most popular platform for PC, I guess it's a big deal that it's coming to Steam. Um, I don't know.
So do you
I
have to
didn't
have an
care.
Origins account? Like you have to pay monthly for
No, I don't think so. I don't think you pay for Origins either. I think it's just like you just use it as like
a
a
launcher?
launcher. So I guess they're coming to Steam now, which I honestly didn't know that those games weren't already on Steam. So I guess that's cool for people that are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
yeah,
Apex is coming to Switch, which
which
is
is cool. I might check that out again.
yeah, and it's crossplay.
Yep, crossplay. So that's great. That's finally doing that.
What else
Yeah,
did they announce?
and then that Star Wars Rogue Squadron game looks cool. I mean, dogfighting in space. I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know.
I'm not interested in it, to be honest.
I feel like it should be a free to play game. It looks like a free to play game. It's probably not, but I mean, I'm not probably gonna check it out unless it is free to play. But I mean, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'll check it out if I can.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not into dogfighting. I don't think.
Yeah, which I'm not really either. I haven't really played a game where I have, so.
Mhm.
But I guess it's something different. And then they ended it with I don't know. I don't know who those two guys were. I guess they were the developer. It's not Blackout or
Black
Black
Box.
Box. So I don't know who those people are.
I think they were maybe on the original development team for Skate.
Maybe because they when they popped up on screen, it was like I guess they expected you to know who they were because they kind of were like, "Oh my gosh, guess who's here?" And they're like, "Yes, yes," and then they're like, "Skate."
Yeah,
It's in the early stages, but we're making it.
and that's all we got.
Like,
And they didn't specific for one. They didn't specifically say Skate 4,
no, they didn't. So
which
who knows if this is a mobile game? Who
is
knows?
kind of concerning.
Yeah,
Two, there's that rumor, or there's whatever leaks that
yeah,
a Skate 3 mobile port is in development. I can't imagine that they would end their presentation on a Skate 3 mobile port, but
yeah.
I would not put it past
I
EA.
don't think that's the case. I think it's probably just a straight up like reboot of Skate.
Mm-hmm.
It'll probably just be called Skate. Um, I mean, it's
Yeah.
cool that it's happening. I mean, that's what they said. We brought back Skate. We did it, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
The internet
You
works out.
commented into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's cool that it's in development. It's probably gonna be a few years before we see it. So, but I
Yeah.
mean, you've got stuff like Skater XL in session right now. So,
Kind of a kick in the teeth to announce it right on the day that session launches.
yeah, right.
Damn.
So it's in development. Who knows when we'll see it? I honestly felt like it was kind of like a middle finger to like everybody watching that show. Just because if they would have shown something, maybe it would have been worth it. But God, like it
It's
was
like
just
freaking here you go, whatever,
yeah.
guys.
I mean, I was expecting like maybe like a Mass Effect trilogy or like a Dead Space trilogy, something, man, something decent, but nothing. And I don't mean to hate on EA, but it's not like it's just inconsistent every year. It's just not
Well, it's
inconsistent.
consistently
Well,
bad.
yeah, it's consistently bad every year. That's what I should have said. It's just always boring. I mean, and they did like their montage of all their EA sports stuff, which
Which is what football and
yeah, those games sell, so I get that. But I mean, nobody really wants to see that stuff because
you don't watch E3 to see. Oh God,
yeah,
cannot wait to see Madden
they didn't even
21.
show like anything off. It was just kind of like a montage trailer of I don't know, just all the games combined. So it was kind of weird.
And they showed like some early developmental footage of Dragon Age, like new Dragon Age.
But they didn't even. But it wasn't mentioned that it was Dragon Age, right?
No, yeah, it wasn't mentioned at all.
So it's just weird, man. They just don't. They don't get it. I just don't think they understand like how to do a proper show.
They don't understand pacing. Like you can't have developers speak for 10 minutes
Yeah, and
a
which
game.
I mean, like I feel bad for the developers because I mean, obviously they've been working on these games for a long time and they just want to get their voice heard and show off their game, but like it's just not the spot. It's just not the space for it. I mean, years ago, like I mean, I don't know if you remember E3 from like 10 years ago, but like so all of them, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, they get on stage and start doing like spreadsheets and like
Yeah,
graphs of like how well their consoles doing. Nobody cares. They just want to see games
yeah.
and like the consoles and stuff. They don't care about like how well your consoles doing compared to Nintendo, or they don't care. It's the same thing. Like we don't. I like watching like back in the day, like Bungie's like Viadoc series where they would go into the depths of like the stages of creating Halo and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff interests me. I just don't want to see it like in a proper, full on, where hundreds of thousands of people are watching live. Like that's just not the spot for it.
Because then it's filler, right?
Yeah, it just feels like filler because they're not showing anything.
Yeah, like and even in I love seeing like the Sims 4 stuff about like inclusiveness and kind of being whoever you want. I thought that was very
Yeah, that
applicable.
was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like that was just for an announcement of Sims 4 coming to Steam. Like it should have been an announcement for Sims 5 or
Yeah.
Sims 4 coming to Steam and Switch or something like that. But
Yeah. And then what was that one game, that Rocket game, the Rocket
Rocket Fist or
Arena?
Rocket League, Rocket Arena.
Um that looked cool. But it wasn't on the Switch. So it's crossplay with everything but the Switch.
Yeah.
I don't understand like why stuff doesn't come to the Switch. And it's EA, so that makes sense. But
They did say that 7 games were coming to the Switch in the next 12 months.
yeah.
Already gotten a bunch of them confirmed. Burnout,
Which
Apex,
Burnout is $20 on the Xbox.
and it's
It's
50,
50.
right?
It's 50 on the Switch. That is
Yeah, no one's gonna buy that shit. On the
that's
Switch.
ridiculous. Like I feel like that's not even like Nintendo tax. It's just
That's
I
just
don't know,
greedy
man.
tax.
It's just
Or
greedy.
I don't know. Maybe it costs a lot to remaster Burnout again, but or sorry, to downgrade it from the Xbox One version.
I don't know,
But
man. But yeah,
I don't
that
know. We sound really salty right now about this EA
well,
comment.
well, it's funny because like I went to Walmart the other day, and I think they broke the street date for SpongeBob because it was on the shelf. Because I think it's supposed to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. But then I saw Burnout remastered, and it was $50, and I was like, "What is going on with these companies charging like 70% higher than what it sells on everything else?" Like it's just I get it. I get that it's a brand new game, I guess, and they did it with Skyrim, but I feel like Skyrim's worth it. I guess
It's like justifiable.
yeah, especially if it comes with all the DLC. I mean that I can get that. But yeah, $50, man, that's just ridiculous. Like an extra $30 just because it's on the Switch.
I don't know. Maybe we're saying this now, but another car racing fan is completely on board.
Yeah, I mean, Burnout Paradise is probably my favorite racing game. Behind like Burnout 2 Revenge or something like that. But yeah, it's just 30. I don't know. That just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, let's get off the EA train because I feel like like you said, we're just kind of dogging them. But like, I don't know. They just don't do anything great, man. Like no Battlefield, nothing.
They didn't have anything to show. Like,
yeah,
they didn't.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have anything to show, then just don't show it. I feel like none of that stuff we saw. I don't know. You could just put it on someone else's. Like you could put it on Microsoft's third-party announcement stuff. That train wreck.
The Rogue Squadron leaked.
Yeah, days
like
before.
Days before, so like that was their big thing.
That was it. Yeah, they probably would have ended with that.
Yeah.
Well,
but
maybe.
Then they thought, hey, we need something else to end with. Let's call up our guys at former Black Box and see if they'll start a game on Monday.
They're like, guys, this game is super in development. It's a day in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll hop off that EA train, and Crash 4 got announced. Kind of, it was kind of leaked for a second, and then it got announced. So it's Crash 4. It's a sequel to the third one. It's called It's About Time, and it comes out on October 2nd. So I'm kind of all for all these games being announced, and then they're going to be released in like a month or so.
Yeah. This Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this? I know you played through all. Did you play through all the Crash?
Me and Brittany started playing them. And we'll probably go back to it after we finish Luigi's Mansion. It was okay. It wasn't like awesome. Like, it wasn't as great as Spyro. In my opinion. Spyro was that game was so much fun. Like I said, we only played a little bit of the first game. But it's cool that it's here, and it's like an actual like proper sequel to 3. So that's cool for Crash fans.
I know. I thought there were more than 3. Like I thought it was kind of like a Spyro type situation where
there may be, because I know Spyro has there's like another trilogy that was on the PS2, but it wasn't made by Insomniac. And this isn't, of course, this isn't being made by Naughty Dog. I'm not sure who's doing this one.
Is it Toys for Bob again?
Yes, you're right. It is Toys for Bob.
Okay.
Which is cool. I mean, they did Spyro, they did the other Crash, so I mean, they've got a good track record.
Yeah.
Of doing these remastered, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a full $60 game, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's full price, which is kind of interesting. I don't know.
Is it coming to the Switch? Do we know? I know it's for Xbox and PS4.
It is not coming to the Switch. If anything, it'll be a year later. But
I don't understand that.
That's Activision's move, man. They'll release a remaster on Xbox and PS4, and then a year later they'll do
get a rehype for Switch. Man, it's just so freaking greedy, man. All that kind of stuff just rubs me the wrong way. Because like people are like, yeah, I'll buy it again because I want to play it on the Switch. Because I mean, that's
Yeah.
where you want to play this type of like platforming games. It's on the Switch.
It's just capitalizing on, I don't know, like the thing people like most about a console or about the Switch. They're just capitalizing on it.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the last one? Last story.
We got Smash announcements for the next character coming out. We knew it was gonna be from ARMS.
Yep.
Didn't know who, but now we know that it's Min Min coming from
So
ARMS.
I still have never played an ARMS before. Let me look up. Let me see what this character looks like.
So Min Min is a ramen character, and her arms are made of ramen noodles. And she was one of my favorite characters when I played ARMS.
Is she kind of like the mascot of the game?
No.
Or no?
No, there was Ribbon Girl and
Girl.
Spring Man were kind of like the
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Mascots.
So I was kind of reading the comments and people kind of seem like kind of excited for it. I saw one. It was like another Smash Brothers character that I've never played the original game for, and it doesn't know who this character is, but I'm like super excited about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the coolest thing about Smash Brothers is there's so many games that I've never played within that franchise, but love the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like something cool. Like
it just kind of brings everybody together, you know.
Yeah, and I hope that they do that for the rest of. Because how many? There's what 5 in this pass? 5 or 6?
So 4 more. Or maybe there's 6 in this one.
Who was the first one they announced?
But this was the first.
Oh, this is okay. So there's 4 or 5 more at least.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do that. Like they'll get something that I don't know. Either character's never been done for. Well, I assume it's gonna be that character's never been done, but something that maybe a game that we haven't had in a long time or something. Do you think do they troll and do one more Fire Emblem character to close it out, or do you think they would just get destroyed? I want them to so bad.
Yeah, man, Fire Emblem is such a hated franchise now thanks to Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's really
funny. How many? There's like 7 or 8 Smash characters at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a casual 7 or 8, and they're all sword users pretty much.
Yeah, so, I mean, and you got your there's 2 Links, 3 Links. Well, yeah, there's Toon Link
and Adult.
2 Marios. Okay.
But you have a bunch of characters from Mario games.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of characters from Zelda games.
Like Waluigi would be cool to see.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't added him in.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, I don't know who else they would do.
Master Chief.
Master Chief. I mean, they had Snake, so who knows? Is Snake in Ultimate?
Hey, everybody's here.
Okay, I couldn't remember if they added Snake back or not.
Everybody parentheses except for Snake.
So. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of there's tons of cool franchises. They could Spyro would be really awesome to be in there.
Yeah, Spyro or Crash maybe.
Crash. I mean, I know that they have Shovel Knight in as like what is it, the spirit or whatever. I don't understand why Shovel Knight's not part of it yet.
Bring him all the way in.
Yeah. Or maybe any of the characters. I feel like they have to do Shovel Knight. I don't know, Shovel Knight and another one, Shield Knight or something. I don't know.
Bring Ring Fit character.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like bring in the dragon. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, Drago.
Drago. That'd be super cool. Or just the ring itself.
Yeah, just float around.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd probably be the person, because then you could do like the blast with the ring, whatever. It would like the guy would hold the ring and shoot out like air, blast people back or something. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could do.
Might be too close to Wii Fit trainer.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see though. What are the new IP have Nintendo had?
They got Splatoon in there.
Ring Fit.
Not really much else.
All they have?
Yeah.
Paper Mario? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that could be cool. Because I don't really think that they can do another Pokemon. I think there's already too many Pokemon.
Yeah.
Especially with the trainer.
I don't know what they. what they can do. But I'm always excited to see the announcements, regardless of whether or
Yeah,
not
it's always cool.
I never actually get the characters, but
No, I haven't
we'll
played
see.
Smash in like a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the show, guys. Appreciate everyone that watched and has been listening and all that good stuff. If you could send, or if you want to send us an email, it's gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com. You can send us any sort of suggestions or games that you've been playing. How do you like The Last of Us? All that good stuff. And if you could also rate us on your preferred podcasting platform. I'm pretty sure we're on everything.
Yep.
I don't know if there's like a random one that's out there, but we should be like on all the most popular ones. So give us a rating. That really helps us get noticed and recognized and all that good stuff. And tell your friends. Tell your friends that there's a awesome podcast where two brothers talk about video games.
Yeah. Tell your brothers.
Yeah, tell your brothers, man. Tell your bros. Tell your bros. But yeah, that's going to do the show. Like I said, appreciate everyone that's been listening and stuff like that. Nick, anything else you want to say?
Nothing from my end. I just cannot wait to finish The Last of Us.
Yeah, and like we said, hopefully next Monday we'll do the spoiler cast, and I will definitely make sure to label everything. I'll timestamp everything. I'll probably timestamp this one too, just so people, if they don't want to hear anything about Last of Us, they don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see you guys next week.
See you next week.